You've done it! You signed up for ScoreApp, you used the AI builder, and you've created what you think is a pretty brilliant scorecard. You've spent ages on it, getting the questions just right, making the scoring logic work, setting up your lead tiers. You launch it, you put it on your homepage, and then nothing. Crickets. And you're like, what? Where are all these leads that Daniel Priestley said I was going to get if I put out this scorecard? And it just sits there gathering digital dust like all of your other lead magnets. And you're thinking, I literally just spent weeks on that. All of that work for what? A handful of people take it and then you're left there wondering, thinking, what was the point of that? Look, I've totally been there. I made my first one a couple of years ago and I made the exact same mistake. I thought that building the thing was the hard part, but it's not. With a tool like ScoreApp, building it is actually the fun part. And the bit that actually makes you money is getting people to bloody well see it. A scorecard, without a doubt, is one of the most powerful lead generation tools you can have in your arsenal. It's way better than that dusty old PDF checklist that you've got. Why? Because it's interactive and it's personal, and it gives the person taking it instant tailored value. It tells people something about themselves, and people love that. But if it's hidden away on a forgotten page on your website, then it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. And believe me, it is a wasted asset. So in this video, I'm going to show you 13 very specific, very practical ways that you can share your scorecard link to get it in front of hundreds, if not thousands, of your ideal client. Most of these methods are completely free. They take about 10 minutes to set up, and they will turn your lonely little scorecard into a proper lead generation machine that works for you 24/7. And by the end of this video, you're going to see how this one tool can genuinely 10x the number of quality leads coming into your business. Okay, so let's get right into the good stuff. The first one is your email signature. Now think about the number of emails that you send every single day. These might be like normal admin ones when you're going back and forth with someone and just having a chat, but they also might be other ones that you're going to send out in your business that aren't necessarily a sales email and you're not necessarily trying to get leads, but it's an email that you have to send out. Now, there's two types of emails here, and on both of them, what I recommend doing is adding what I call a super signature. So for example, when you're emailing Sally and you're going back and forth trying to book in an appointment, the bottom will say, PS, curious to know how we can help you scale your agency. Take our 2-minute scorecard to find out. Suddenly, that's turned a boring admin email into a sales email without it actually feeling salesy. And you're going to capture that attention while you've got them. Likewise, if you send out newsletters, or maybe you send out an email sharing a recent video that you posted on YouTube, or maybe it's just an update of what's going on in your business, at the bottom of that, you can add a super signature to that as well. So by adding this super signature to the bottom of every one-to-one email or every newsletter, you're creating a non-stop, non-pushy way of getting people into your sales funnel. So this is something that I 100% recommend. I never send an email without a super signature. The second one is your social media link in your bio. Now, most people would use something like a link tree. So they would have a link and then you click that link and there's loads of other links there. So maybe you're taking them to your YouTube channel, to another video you've got, to another lead magnet you've got, that crappy old PDF that you had, and there's loads of things here. And you're thinking, if I just give them everything, then they're going to click one of them. But what actually happens is when someone clicks that link, if they don't already know what they need, remember, they haven't taken the scorecard yet. You haven't been able to diagnose the problem yet. So that client is still not problem aware and they don't actually know what they need. So what happens is if you give them loads of links, they don't even know what they need to click. They're like, do I need this one? Do I need to buy this one? Do I need to click here? I don't really know. So what you want to do is scrap the link tree and instead just put the link to your scorecard in here. Then based on what they answer on that scorecard, you can direct them to wherever you want to direct them after that, because you've already diagnosed the problem. You are immediately getting into the good stuff and getting them into a marketing funnel which is personalized to them. So always start with that scorecard, remove decision fatigue, and just put that link in your bio so that is the first place they go. So for example, in your bio, you could have something like, I help agencies book 10 times more appointments. To find out your score, take this 2-minute scorecard. Or for example, with my one, I have an AI and automation readiness scorecard because I want to sell them into my audits. So I can actually say, find out how ready you are to start implementing AI, take this 2-minute AI readiness scorecard. So really easy, have that as your bio and then just that one link. Remove everything else. Number 3 is to have an AI chatbot recommendation. Now, if you don't have a chatbot on your website already, I really, really recommend that you do. It kind of acts like the salesperson. You know, when you go into a shop and you're just having a little browse around and the lady's like, hi, can I show you some jeans? And hi, can I show you this top over here? And oh, we just got these new bags. Let me just show you this. And before you know it, you're walking out with a bag, like loads of bags of shopping. And you're like, I didn't really need any of this. And it's because she's guided you through this process. That's kind of like what an AI chatbot is like. So an AI chatbot is going to pop up on your website and it's going to guide them to where they need to go to. Now, this chatbot can be trained to guide people to take your scorecard. So sometimes you might have it trying to book in for an appointment if they know that that's exactly what they want. Maybe they want to automatically book a sales call with you. But ideally, we want most of those people to be directed to that scorecard so that, again, we can give a personalized recommendation and say, this is the best thing for you. So have that chatbot trained on your website and guide them to take this scorecard. Top tip, by the way, chatbots are really good for AI search. So if you have a trained chatbot on your website, trained all about your business, and it's directing people to your scorecard, then guess what? When someone is asking a question which is relevant to you on ChatGPT, the answer is going to come up and say, blah, blah, blah is very good at this. Here is the answer to your question. We recommend that you take this scorecard. So you're going to have this secondary engine that is going to be fueled by your AI chatbot. Top tip over there. The fourth one is a keyword automation. Now, you will have seen on social media, so many people will do a video or they'll do a post or they'll do a carousel. And at the end of it, it says, comment the word something, and we will send you the link, or we'll send you more information, or you can take the quiz. Now, this is the perfect way to turn non-salesy, non-promotional posts into sales posts. I always recommend on social media, not just spamming people all the time. Don't be a Pamela Anderson and just be, constantly promoting your business. If you're leading with your personal brand and you're being a key person of influence, like Daniel talks about all the time, you want to be creating thought leadership content and things that are going to really position you as the expert in your space. By adding a keyword automation at the end of it, it means that you can focus on pure value throughout that entire post, whether it's a video or a carousel or whatever it is. And at the end of it, you just have this slide that says, comment the word score, and you can take our 2-minute readiness scorecard. So this is a really great way of turning all social media posts into a promotional post without it actually feeling like it. Now, you can do this on something like ManyChat. You can also do this in Go High Level. I actually personally use Go High Level, but it happens instantly. What happens is they comment the word, immediately they get a DM, and then that DM is going to say, hey, thanks so much for commenting. Here is the link to the scorecard. Bish, bash, bosh. That is the kind of automation that we like. Number 5, carrying on with our DM automations, you can actually use something like ManyChat to send a DM as soon as someone follows you. So as soon as someone follows me, they get a DM straight away saying, hey, thanks so much for following. Are you here for the videos or are you looking to grow your business? If they come back and say, I'm looking to grow my business, and these are just 2 buttons that they press, if they click that, then we're going to say, amazing. Take this 2-minute scorecard. It's going to really help me see where you're at in your business. And from that, I'll be able to tell you exactly how I can help you grow. How nice and easy is that? So every new follower that is following you on your social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, it means that you can immediately engage with them and get them into your sales funnel. Number 6 is a smart pop-up on your website. Now, I know that these can be annoying sometimes, especially if you're on it and you just want to do something and it pops up, but this still is a really valuable piece of real estate. And I get a lot of people taking my scorecard through this. So what you can do is you can have this timed either to an exit, which means that as they're about to click off, that pop-up comes up and you can actually embed your scorecard from ScoreApp into that pop-up widget, so you're not even taking them off somewhere else. You can actually have that scorecard directly embedded onto your website, so you're keeping them there, but you're still capturing them as a lead. So you can have it as an exit pop-up, or you can even have it as a timed pop-up. So you could say, after 5 seconds of being on the website, I want this thing to pop up, and I want to try and capture them then. So if you don't have a pop-up already, I really, really recommend that you get this. Don't underestimate the value of capturing someone just as they're about to leave, because it may be that they landed on your website, they're not quite sure what they need, they're not quite sure whether you're the right person for them, and this scorecard is going to tell them exactly where they need to go next. So an exit pop-up or a delay pop-up, I definitely recommend. Number 7 is blog posts. Now, blogging used to be something of like back in the day, these teenagers would just go on and start doing their blogs. But now blogging is a really, really powerful way to start getting ranked within ChatGPT and the other large language models. So I really recommend that you start blogging, and you can create a blog post based on all of the frequently asked questions that you get asked all the time. So think about what the top 10 questions are that people ask, write an entire blog post about that one question, and within that blog post, you can have a link that says, are you curious to know more about XYZ? Take this 2-minute scorecard. Are you curious to take this further? Do you want to learn more about this? Take this scorecard. So again, you are doubling up on the power then. Not only are you getting traffic directly from that blog post when someone searches for it, but you're also feeding the large language models as well and saying, hey, if anyone asks a question over here, this is where I want you to send them next. This is super powerful. Not enough people are doing this. And blogging, I can guarantee, is your fastest track to getting recommended by ChatGPT. So let's have that start promoting your scorecard as well. Number 8 is the thank you page. The thank you page is the most forgotten, most valuable piece of real estate on the internet today. So someone has opted into something. They've opted into, receive your newsletter every week. They've opted in to download that crap lead magnet that you did ages ago. Maybe some of these lead magnets are still kind of working. They are getting leads in. So instead of just scrapping that entirely, make sure that you are utilizing your thank you page. This is the confirmation page that they get sent to as soon as they've opted into something or as soon as they bought something. Maybe you have a low ticket offer that they might have bought already. On that thank you page, you can say, thank you so much. Here's your confirmation. P.S. If you want to find out your blah, blah, blah readiness scorecard, take this 2-minute quiz here and you're going to get personalized results. Do not forget about that page. Don't just use that as a confirmation page and don't let the journey stop there. That needs to be a springboard onto the next step. Whenever you're thinking about your sales funnels, there should never be a point where it stops. And that thank you page is where so many people are losing their leads. So make sure that you use that as a springboard onto the next step, and that next step is your scorecard. Number 9 is your YouTube videos. Now, I use YouTube all the time. This is one of my biggest platforms for generating leads for my business. And within the description, I will always have a link to my AI readiness scorecard. It means that I may not even be talking about the scorecard. It means I don't need to create a video directly saying, hey, go and take my scorecard and making it really, really promo-y. What I can do is talk about whatever I want to do, again, focusing on value first, but in the description, I can turn that into an opportunity to get leads into my business. It's a really natural way of getting people in. At the end of it, you can always do a slide or a kind of call to action piece of your video where you say, hey, if you want to learn more about this, in the description, there's a link to my 2-minute scorecard. Make sure you take it and I can show you exactly how I can help you next. People love that. People love that personalization. So make sure that in every single YouTube video that you're doing, you have a link to your scorecard. Number 10, a QR code for real life events. Do you remember that thing that we used to do back in the day when we'd actually talk to people and get in front of people and connect with people in real life, and we weren't just sat behind screens kind of doing everything digitally? Do you remember that? Wild times. Honestly, I think that is the most powerful thing you can do right now. Focus on getting out into real life situations and real life scenarios and connect with people. The people who are going to win in this AI age is actually not the people that are the smartest with AI. It's the people that come full circle and focus on connection more than anything. So if you are at a networking event, you could have a business card or you could have a screensaver on your phone. And when you're talking to someone, you can say, hey, scan this QR code, you can take my 2-minute readiness scorecard, and then I know exactly how I can help you. So having that screensaver on your phone with a QR code is perfect. Having it on your business card, if you still have business cards, any kind of links where you have kind of like a digital business card, you can have it on there. And make sure that you always have this QR code ready. Also, if you're hosting any events, maybe you have an exhibition stand somewhere. I exhibited at the business show in London recently, and I had a big banner with a QR code on it, and everyone was going by and scanning it and taking my quiz. I wasn't trying to give everything away. I was giving value. I was saying, hey, take this scorecard and you will get insights into your business. So that QR code is really important if you're doing anything in person, but also if you can ever speak on stage, this is one of the most powerful things you can do for your business, because it automatically positions you as that authority figure. It positions you as someone that people need to listen to. And in the middle, this is a key bit, in the middle of your talk, have the QR code. based around something that you're talking about and saying, hey, if you want to go into this further, take this 2-minute scorecard. Don't leave it until the end when everyone's getting up and going to the loo and going to get a coffee, because everyone's tapped out by that point. If ever you are doing a training, even if it's a virtual training, in the middle of your training, have that call to action slide where you can have the QR code to take your scorecard, and that's the perfect way to capture that attention. Number 11, switch up the call to action in your old lead magnets. Now, as I said, you probably have tried lots of lead magnets up till now. Maybe you've had checklists, you've had PDFs, you've had free guides, you've had all of this other stuff, and that's all good. Now go back to those lead magnets and switch out the call to action slide. I hope that you've got a call to action slide. I hope that you're not just stuffing that funnel there and hoping that they find their way to you. What you want to do is make sure that there is a call to action slide in there somewhere, whether it's at the back of the guide or at the bottom of the checklist or at the top. A lot of things that I give away now, if I give away like an AI prompt or something like that, it's a really simple Google Doc, and at the top of that Google Doc, I have all of the key links of where I want them to go next, and one of those is my AI scorecard. So go through all of the old lead magnets that you have that are floating around. Maybe you have them in descriptions in your YouTubes already or wherever it is that you've got them. Go back and now switch everyone into this scorecard. Ideally, what you want is one single point of your funnel where everyone comes into, and then you can really easily get data to say, how is this thing converting? If you've got loads of different lead magnets and everyone's kind of going off all over the place, it's really hard to know what's actually working. So try and bring everyone back to this scorecard and make sure that you are getting those insights and that data so that you can send them off on a personalized journey from there. Number 12 is your social communities. So maybe you run a Facebook group, maybe you have a LinkedIn group, maybe you have another community that you run, and as part of these communities there is an opportunity to add membership questions. So you can say, what's your email, what's your name, and you can ask a few qualifying questions to see whether you're happy for them to come into the community. Now this is a really good opportunity to actually add a step and make out as if this is part of the onboarding process. So the first step I want you to do is take this scorecard. So they're going to come into the membership, they're going to take that scorecard, but then also in a pinned post within your community, you can have a pinned post which welcomes them, that says, hello, welcome to the community, so excited to have you here. The first thing that I want you to do is to take this scorecard. So add this in as part of the onboarding for joining your membership and kick everyone off in the right way to make sure that you can get all the insights into the people that are joining your community, but also ensure that where you're directing them to after that is hyper-personalized. And number 13 is to have an advert on your podcast. Now, if you have a podcast, people talk about monetizing it all the time, and they're thinking, how can I get these big sponsorship deals? Now, for a long time, I've had a podcast now for about 4 years, and this was one of my most profitable channels, because instead of waiting for other people to sponsor my podcast, I sponsored my own podcast, and I used the advertising space, pre-roll, mid-roll and end-roll, to advertise my own lead magnets, my own products, my own communities. So if you have a podcast right now, take these 3 advertising spaces and create an advert for your scorecard. So again, we want to funnel everyone into that same place, get everyone taking that scorecard, and then we can filter them out after that. So use these adverts to say, hey, if you're loving what we're talking about today, I really recommend that you take our 2-minute AI readiness scorecard so you can find exactly how you can implement AI today. That's the kind of advert that I would have on my podcast. So don't lose this real estate. Don't wait for someone to sponsor your podcast. Sponsor your own podcast and you can monetize it immediately. So that is it. 13 places where you can advertise the link to your scorecard. And even if you did just a couple of these, your lead flow would transform. But here's the secret. The real money is made in the follow-up. So you need to take all that amazing data that you got from ScoreApp, the scores, the answers, the pain points, and get it into your CRM so that you can nurture those leads until they buy. So if you want to know exactly how to bridge that gap, the next video that I'm going to put up on the screen now is actually a video where I show you exactly how you can integrate Go High Level and ScoreApp together. This is the powerhouse duo. I'm so excited about this duo and for what it's done for my business, and this is the perfect next step for you. So first of all, get all those links out in all of those places that we spoke about, then move on to this next video and have a look at how we can tackle that next step, which is nurturing your leads until they buy. And if you're curious about implementing AI and you want to know exactly how you can do it and how ready your business is to do it, then take my 2-minute AI readiness scorecard so you can see exactly how you can implement it. Do you see what I did there? Good, right? Bye.